sacrifice our love. Yeah, you're as cold as ice. What is up, everybody? I appreciate you guys for tuning in. What's happening? Beautiful day. It is a Thursday, July 18th. Got a late night live coming at you guys. We're going to talk this upcoming UFC Vegas card, and I'm also going to talk about Jake Paul versus Mike Perry at the end. So it should be a good stream. Looking forward to chopping it up, getting the people's picks. We'll let some people join up in here, but we are going to go over last week's people's picks. So if you're thinking about tailing the people, I'll give you a little hint. Last week, the people did pretty damn good. Shout out to everybody watching. I see you savages in the chat. MMA Cucky, thanks for not being on your hit piece, bro. I appreciate it, man. What's going on? Yeah, like the stream. Be like Grimy. Like the stream as soon as you hop in. Let's get the likes running up. The goal is 100 likes on this damn stream. That'd be fucking tremendous for the live, during the live stream. BKFC is 100% taking over the UFC, and it's going to be full MMA, though. Connor's presser today gave me more insight. Connor's next fight might not even be with the UFC, man. Contract negotiations are up. So, Werewolf, I think it's interesting that you bring up the point about Conor McGregor, because earlier today, I was thinking that I feel like McGregor's big fights that he wants for himself don't lie in the UFC. I think it's Nate Diaz, I think it's Mike Perry, or I think it's Jake Paul. Those three fights are big money matches for Conor. And realistically, they could all happen in boxing, aside maybe the Perry fight being in bare knuckle. Obviously, Nate Diaz and Conor did MMA before, but I don't think Conor would be opposed to a boxing rematch. So, very weird predicament, because I do think as big as a Max Holloway fight is for Conor, or as big as a Michael Chandler fight might be, I don't think for him they move the needle quite the same as bitter rivalries. Like with Michael Chandler, they're chill with one another. Yeah, they've talked a little shit, but it's not that serious. With Max Holloway, it's going to be all love and respect. But with Conor McGregor, Jake Paul, there's going to be some volatile hatred. With Perry and McGregor, it'll be like respectable, but there's going to be moments where they talk some shit. It's going to get intense, man. And then if you're talking about Diaz and Conor, I think the war is never over. But I'm going to say this. BKFC is BKFC. It will never become MMA. They're bare knuckle fighting championships. If you want to watch bare knuckle MMA, that does exist. You can watch Gamebred FC. The BKFC is definitely a very lovable organization with the way the fights play out, the fact McGregor's a part of it, some of the savages they got there. It's a pretty dope sport, man. It's a pretty fucking dope sport. I fuck with BKFC a lot, man. You should check out BKFC. You'll enjoy it, man. I'm looking forward to the next big card. He definitely wants to fight BKFC there. I don't know who the UFC guys he's got joining are actual like names set in stone, or is he just, hyping up? I think he's just hyping shit up. Is there a way that guy beats Jake Paul? To say it shortly, I don't think so, but I will break the fight down at the end. We're going to start it off doing the UFC card. I'm going to give my thoughts on every one of the fights. The late night live is also about you guys, though. So I do want to quickly talk about what took place last week. So last week, UFC Denver hit, and my picks were not that great. But you guys actually did relatively well for a pretty tricky card. The people's picks last week went 7 wins, 4 losses, and 1 no contest. So shout out to the people, man. You guys were on point with some pretty good calls and, kept a pretty strong record. You put a pummeling on me. So I'm coming back at the people this week. Obviously, sometimes my words influence, but for the ones that didn't, you guys did well, man. So shout out to the people for outdoing me on the people's picks, man. Shout out. Shout out. As usual, we know. Damn, KZ. I got to step it up. When's the next big BKFC? I think AJ calling BKFC would be epic. I would love to do a live show for BKFC. You never know. It's possible. We'll see what happens. Got my chicken bacon ranch ready for the stream. Fuck yeah, bro. Enjoy the hell out of that as we get into this. I watched the highlights of it. It was a fun press conference. It seems like Jake Paul has gone back to his old rhetoric of all MMA fighters are pussies. Thought it was kind of random, though. I'm like, damn, I thought he was, investing in PFL. But now he's back to saying they're all pussies. Back on that same cringy shit. I would hope as much as the next guy that Jake Paul knocks him out. Or excuse me, that Mike Perry knocks Jake Paul out. But I live in the real world, and Mike Perry's not that great of a fucking stand-up fighter. This is a good joke. I was dating Jandiroba for about 8 months until I found out she was seeing someone else on the side. That's a fucking A-tier roast. Fuck yeah. What are you getting for dinner? Jersey Mike's or Wingstop? I think you should run over to Jersey Mike's tonight. Jersey Mike's. Listen, it might not be late night for you, but it's late night for somebody. The name Late Night Live is iconic, regardless of the time that the show begins, okay? Yeah, that no contest was essentially a dub with fucking Brundage absolutely selling that wuss. All right, I am going to get everything up on screen so we can get into the show, so we can break it all down. See, 10 a.m. for Joshua. There we go. So it is a late night live. Obviously, that's the main event. I don't think wings fell off. I had wings Sunday. They were fucking fabulous, but I don't know. I'd rather not. Yeah, UK viewers, it's late. It's a late night live for the UK folk. If you're in the UK, you're enjoying the show in the live stream late night, but it's just how it goes down, you know? Late night Loik for you guys. We're going to talk UFC Vegas 94. It's not a heated card, but when the card comes to us the next week over the water, it's not going to be great either, because UFC 304, if you're in the fucking UK, is a shit sty. It's going to be taking place at like 3 a.m. So I'm sorry to all the UK fans that are going to go watch, man. You inspired me to start a channel. Shout out to you, Cody Calls. I hope you're enjoying, man. Keep on posting. Keep on making it happen. Fuck yeah. I like your lock. We're in the Maverick. I saw an interview and she seems ready. Fuck yeah, she's ready. Training with Thug Rose at Elevation. I love it. Hey, I just started. You're not too late, bro. Calabria. Mamma mia. Buonanotte. Drop that phony accent. I'm dropping it. All right. Let me get the Tapology up so I can look at everything in front of me. I'll get the odds up as well. And you guys just got to get the likes up for me. So smash those damn likes. We're going to get into it in a moment. I'm first going to throw the poll up for bout number 1 on the card, which I believe is heavyweights. Yep, it's still the heavyweights. They haven't shifted the bout order at all. All right, and poll is up. Get your votes in on the poll. The poll is up. First fight on the card, we have Mohammed Usman versus Thomas Petersen in a bit of a, lackluster heavyweight fight. To be honest with you, I'm picking Mo Usman, of course, but there's a world where Thomas Petersen smothers him against the cage and wins a snooze fest. The thing is, Mohammed Usman actually has the capability to knock Petersen out, whereas I don't think Petersen has much to his stand-up game. I'd say he's a pretty mediocre striker. And then Usman on the other side isn't a bad wrestler, though I'd say Petersen on paper, as far as the sport of wrestling, is better. But Usman's MMA wrestling can win him the fight, on top of being a better athlete than Thomas Petersen, a harder hitter than Thomas Petersen. I predict Usman does some damage in this fight. A knockout is possible for him. It's just not a lock. I mean, as hard as Usman hits, he does have a good amount of wins by decision. I mean, he's got 4 decisions opposite 4 KOs. And in the UFC, he's been distanced in his last 3, with his only knockout in the UFC coming against Zach Pauga. And even on The Ultimate Fighter, he was all decisions. So I think decision for Mo Usman makes a lot of sense here. We've seen Petersen KO just once. It was against Where's Waldo. But Petersen's more of a fatter heavyweight, not a very good striker, essentially only a wrestler. And I don't think that wins him a fight at a UFC level against, a former damn champion. So Mo Usman by decision. He's a -130 favorite with Thomas Petersen at +110. As the week has gone on, I feel a slight confidence jump on Mo Usman, and he's a relatively good value line at -130 with legit UFC wins. I mean, his UFC record is 3-1, and he's an Ultimate Fighter winner opposite Petersen, who's 0-1 in the UFC. And biggest win as a pro is against Chandler Cole, who lost on that same season of The Ultimate Fighter in the first round that Usman fought. So I think Mo Usman for the win. I will call a decision. The over 2.5 is -210 with a decision for Usman sitting up at +125. Now, if you were to get a knockout, you get +350. But I'm going to say decision, Mohammed Usman, hand raised, and land some cleaner shots. I don't think it's a trap. I think it's a close money fight, odds-wise, whereas Usman has a legit edge. Like, you ask me who finishes the fight, it's probably Mo Usman. Petersen's striking is pretty bad. Petersen's wrestling is okay. Petersen's athleticism is near zilch. So Petersen could smother him for 3 rounds. I think Usman can defend takedowns. Yeah, I think relatively well defending takedowns. I feel like damn Joe Biden slurring my words there. Holy shit. Yeah, taking distance is not a bad idea. I think we're going distance. I think Mo Usman's winning the decision. I think this is one of the more sloppy, boring heavyweight fights as opposed to like a highly anticipated heavyweight savage match like we're going to get on the main card of UFC 304. Wow. 91% of the people are on Usman. That's pretty major. You guys are all over Usman. So Usman starts to show off at 91% confidence. You guys are essentially saying to me with that 91% line that he's a lock and he should definitely not lose the fight. I don't anticipate anybody to creep towards 90% again during the whole people's picks. I guess we'll find out momentarily, but I don't think there'll be another one of those. You're taking Petersen. He'd be a huge underdog to win as far as, the people in chat. Odds-wise, no, it's close. It's either a trap or a lock. I guess that's every damn fight in a sense. But yeah, I'm going Mo Usman. He's got championship blood. He should win. Give me Mo Usman for the victory. I'll ride with him. I think he gets it. He should. Petersen's pretty bad. Let's get to the next fight. Luana Carolina versus Lucie Pudilová. So this fight is actually going to be a pick flip back to my original. The reason that there was confusion, if you watch my full card predictions, I picked Luana Carolina, but then I saw that Tapology had the fight listed at women's bantamweight, and I was confused because I didn't know what weight class it was at. And I was like, okay, if it is bantamweight, Pudilová does have a relatively clear-cut size advantage and takedown threats, but I don't like Pudilová cutting to 125 at all. I think that eliminates her size advantage. Like, as much as you want to say, yeah, she's taller, she's going to be giving up a lot of water weight and then gassing probably in the later stages of the fight because of a hard weight cut. I think Luana Carolina, proven she can go distance, is an actual UFC winner. So we have to give credit to Luana for that alone, getting wins in the UFC. If you look at the UFC record of Lucie Pudilová, it is 3 wins and 7 losses. And those 3 wins come 2018, 2017, like long ass time ago, digging way back, against Yanan Wu in 2022. Luana Carolina, 5-3 in the UFC, doesn't have the best looking style, but like, look at opponents, right? Even her loss to Joanne Wood was close. The Molly McCann loss was pretty bad. She got caught in a knee bar by Ariane Lipsky. That was, pretty rocky. But ultimately, I think Carolina wins. She has more volume in the stand-up and faster hands. She is pretty resilient on the ground, and I think she can get a hard-fought decision, close, 29-28. I am a little bit crazy because I ended up putting this as a confident pick on Wednesday, but now I'm thinking more about it. I'm like, man, you're a fucking wild man for that. But fuck it. In the moment, I really felt it. So listen, I'm thinking that Luana Carolina wins, close money favorite, risky call. But at the end of the day, I do think you go with the UFC winner. The girl's got more dog in her. I think she has that over Pudilová. At the end of the day, if Pudilová can wrestle for 3 rounds, Carolina's in trouble. But I don't think there's substantial evidence cements that Pudilová is just going to body Carolina in the grappling. So I'm thinking we go Carolina. Carolina because it's at flyweight, exactly. I don't know. That's crazy. Right? It was a short notice fight for Lupe. She jumped right in. Triple pick flip after weigh-ins. Can you imagine? I'll have a legendary triple pick flip for me. That'd be funny as fuck. Carolina should win, but just know she could drop the ball also. Yeah, I'm thinking more about that, but it is what it is. I understand that every card is not going to be world class, but the UFC really testing our patience with cards like this. Facts, bro. This right here is one of the worst cards I've seen in a very long time for the UFC. But it's all good. I'm hoping that we actually have some decent fights on it. The odds are close, essentially even lines. I'm seeing Carolina at -114 with Pudilová at -106. The over rounds, over 2.5 is -405. And then Carolina to win by decision is +130. So give me Luana Carolina. I think she gets it on the cards. She should land some more significant strikes. I think she should scramble well in the grappling. And I think she can beat Lucie Pudilová at 125. If it's at 135, I'm thinking something else. Let's see if Pudilová even makes weight. Let's see what she can do. Let's see Pudilova's last few weigh-ins. She was at women's flyweight. Never. No, she was at women's flyweight in 2019. She lost to Antonina Shevchenko and Justine Kish there in the UFC. I'm going with the side of Luana Carolina. She's just more proven in the UFC, better wins, winning record in the UFC, as opposed to Pudilová, who's 3-7 in the octagon. All right, I am going to put the people's picks up. We're in agreement. The people and me are in agreement. We're lined up on the first two, which is good, seeing how good you guys did last week. So let's get it. All right, next fight on the card, we have some lightweights going after it in a fucking weird fight. It's going to be close. All right. Imagine tuning in to the UFC on ESPN for the first time and it's this card. Yeah, they're probably going to risk losing new fans with a shitty card like this. All right, next fight, we have Loik Radzhabov versus Trey Ogden. I favor Trey Ogden on a close decision. Reason why is he's a little bit more technical in the stand-up. He also has okay grappling. I would say he has relatively good grappling, relatively good, meaning at this level of MMA, it's relatively good. On the side of Loik Radzhabov, he's a good bully, right? He has decent flurries of shots. He makes fighters uncomfortable, backing them up, throwing hard. He normally can wrestle fairly well, but he isn't super technical. He's more of a pressure, bullying, onslaught, savage style, which I just ultimately think Trey Ogden can find openings on and time takedowns against, especially if Radzhabov with the muscle-bound frame starts to get a little fatigued in round two. I think Ogden can take a competitive decision. I'm going to go with Trey Ogden over Radzhabov, man. I think he can win. Loik, he's a big body. He's a former PFL fighter, and he did all right over there. Coming into the UFC, I mean, he's done good, relatively good. Wins over Esteban Ribovics, who's a decent prospect, and Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi. Trey Ogden on the opposite side wins over Kurt Holobaugh, Daniel Zellhuber win, which honestly has aged really good. And he should have a win over Nicholas Mota, but unfortunately was robbed of a victory because of an early referee stoppage. Bad loss to Jordan Levitt by split decision, but I don't want to hold that against him too much. That's over 2 years ago. Loik Radzhabov lost to Raush Manfio 2.5 years ago, and Rebeshki knocked him out pretty bad. And Rebeshki turns out to be a little bit of a bust. You think he's a fraud OV, but I have faith. I'm going against the OV. I don't want to just blindly pick the OV here when I think Trey Ogden's a relatively hard fight for him. So I'm going to go with Ogden. I think he can get a decision. I think he can land some more significant strikes and win a close one. He edges it out on the cards. The odds are even, -110 on both sides. The over is -230. I think that's likely. Ogden by decision is +160. My official pick is this fight going long and Ogden winning a decision. The odds are essentially even. People in chat are relatively close. You guys are at 53% on either side. So I don't know. Odds make a lot of sense. Throwing substantial amount of money down is risky. Ogden was piecing up Mota. Facts. And Mota's a powerhouse, but ultimately it's fucking Mota, though. Yeah, last week we got fucked up, man. Last week the people did well, though. You guys did 7-4. You guys whooped my ass. But don't worry. Don't worry. I think the picks are better this week. And I'm already preparing for next week, bro. I'm preparing for next week already. I already got 4 fights into the notes. I plan on really fucking stepping my game up with the 304 picks. I'm coming in stacked. I'm coming in with stacked evidence, bro. Didn't do much damage on Holobaugh with all that control time. He's not really much of a damager, bro. Trey Ogden is a bit of a snoozer, but it's all right. I'll pick him to get a close win. People in chat are picking Radzhabov at 51%, so relatively low confidence pick as far as the polls, as far as even my own feelings. We're going with Trey Ogden. I'm going against the people in this one, and let's see if I can prove you guys wrong. I'd like to, but we'll find out. All right, let's throw the poll up for the next one. This next fight, very exciting. Bum, 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 bum. Ladies going after it in this next one. We have Miranda Maverick versus Dione Barbosa. You guys know I like Miranda Maverick, and I called it the lock this week. On a fucking risky card like this, Maverick stood out to me with clear advantages. The gas tank advantage and the technical striking advantage. Where you could hypothetically say Barbosa has an edge is in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but no, she's taken this fight on relatively short notice, and I would say she was extremely underwhelming in her UFC debut against Ernesta Kruschewsky. Maverick also is a young fighter with way more high-level experience and experience overall than Dione Barbosa, training with Thug Rose Namajunas, training at elevation. There's a lot of things I like about Maverick in this fight. Barbosa's okay, but doesn't really get me excited with her skill set to really make any serious run at 32. And I don't think she sends the young Maverick back. I think Maverick's been through the ringer of these damn fights, and I think Miranda Maverick winning a decision is pretty live. So I'm going with Miranda Maverick in this fight here, man. Shout out Barbosa for taking on short notice, but I'm taking Maverick. Yeah, shout out her getting a paycheck, hopping in, looking for a big opportunity. But I think Fear the Maverick can win. Maverick also ready to step in to fight Rose. She hates Tracy Cortez. Her and Thug Rose were training together, though. But Tracy Cortez and her would have been an interesting fight. I think Maverick's a lock, too. You think we're dissing Barbosa big time? She got the it factor. That fight against Ernesta Kruschewsky told you Barbosa's got the it factor? I didn't feel the same way at all. I really don't. She got a loss also to Josiana Nunes some years ago. I don't think so. I think Miranda Maverick wins. Maverick by decision. You think Maverick gets a sub? Barbosa's jiu-jitsu is relatively good. So if she was to sub Barbosa, I would assume it's a fatigued Barbosa. Now, the odds for the fight, Maverick is minus 227 with Barbosa at plus 192. The over is minus 325. Maverick to win a decision, minus 125. I think Maverick's getting it done as my dog is walking into my damn room. Come on, dog. Get on stream. Get on stream. Come over here and get on stream then if you're going to walk in the room. No, I don't. I think Tracy would have got a decision on her. But Dione Barbosa is not to that level, in my opinion. You think Barbosa by sub? That's a ballsy call. Barbosa to submit Miranda Maverick? Maverick's never been finished. All of her losses are by decision. And what? Jazz Davicius loss? Not a horrible L. Blanchfield loss is not bad. Macy Barber loss was a robbery. She should have won that fight. She's been fighting at a high level for years, man. So I have to favor Miranda Maverick to pull through against the short notice Dione Barbosa. I'm riding with her. I think Maverick is solid enough, and I think she wins this fight. We're going for her. Miranda Fear the Maverick for the W. She is 87, 85, 84 now % of the people's picks. You guys are excited about her. You think Barbosa's getting slapped on? Oh, slept on, I think you mean. I just don't think she's that impressive. We're going to find out. See if she proves me wrong, but I don't think so. I just think Barbosa will have a better outing than her first fight. Okay. It's a sign the dog wins. Dione is a witch, too. She has magic. Maybe she sent your dog in as a sign. Tarzan Strickland, that is funny as fuck. If you guys are very superstitious, as I was breaking this fight down, my dog walked into my room. Okay? So, if you're looking for an underdog, maybe you're fading me. If the dog walking in and this fucking lock loses, okay, I'm fully going superstitious mode, and I'm saying it was a sign for sure. But I got Miranda Maverick. Now with my dog walking in here and you guys making me think about it, you got me nervously. Holy shit. Yeah, I think close, but Maverick cashes too. So we're going with Fear the Maverick. Mixed breed, Lab, Border Collie, Pitbull, Swiss Shepherd mix, bro. Got her at the Humane Society when she was a puppy. So very mutt-like, but a good-looking mutt, though. Good-looking mutt. Nice dog. All right, I am going to get ready for the next fight on the card. Make sure you guys keep smashing the likes because I want 100 likes on the live during the live for this UFC Vegas 94 Late Night Live. The show that had been in hiatus for a while, but I dusted it off the shelf, and I hope you guys are enjoying me bringing it back because I always have fun breaking the fights down with you guys, chopping it up and hearing what the people are thinking. Bump, 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 bump. At plus 170 on Barbosa, it's well worth it to me. Good luck, Dirty Reg, if you're on it. Have the dog pick the rest of the card. That's funny as fuck. Hey, congrats on the new dog, the Newfoundland Grimy. Congrats. They're huge. Bump, 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 bump. Poll is up for the next one. Brian Kelleher versus Cody Gibson. I think Cody Gibson's winning this fight. I feel like Cody Gibson can outstrike Kelleher and outgrapple Kelleher. I think he ends up submitting him. I'm going to go out on a whim and say Kelleher might be washed at this point. I don't really feel he has the goods that he once did. Not that he ever was like a relative contender, but I mean, he did have some wins in a row at one point, right? Debut, he won, then he lost to Chito Vera. I don't know. He started off his UFC career 3-1 with the win over Renan Barão. But then he started getting his ass kicked, and then he'd pull off a big upset, like beating Ode Osborne. Then he'd lose, then he'd win. It's like very iffy, very 50-50. In the past, several years, his biggest win on paper is that Ode Osborne win, and that's way long ago in January of 2020. His recent wins are Kevin Kroom and Domingo Pilarte, who are no longer with the promotion and simply not UFC level. He was brutally destroyed by Cody Garbrandt, by Mario Batista, and by Umar Nurmagomedov. Cody Gibson, at least he's putting up fights, and you can say, oh, but the level is different. True, Cody Gibson is fighting lesser opposition, but I still think Cody Gibson beats this version of Brian Kelleher. I'm pretty confident that we got a W coming in for Cody Gibson, man. I do think Kelleher gets cut after this one. He's always been a journeyman, and I think it's going to be the end of his UFC journey. I think the loser gets cut. The loser of this fight probably gets cut. So both fighting for their job. I think Cody wins. Gibson's your lock. He's a pretty confident pick for me. I don't think his striking's that bad, and he's got a big advantage in range over Brian Kelleher too. I'm riding with Cody Gibson in this fight. The odds have Gibson as a minus 190 favorite with Brian Kelleher as a plus 165 underdog. So I'm going with the side of Gibson to win. The over 1.5 is minus 190. So seems like there's a possibility with that over 1.5 being the main over of this fight ending quick in the minds of the books. I do think Gibson's live to get a finish by submission. Gibson by sub is upwards of plus 315, but I do think it's a relatively real method of victory for this version of Kelleher. But, the lock of the century isn't calling a damn submission. He could definitely win a decision. Could catch him with a clean shot if Kelleher's chin is not there anymore. I mean, I know Cody No Love put him out, but I don't think that's saying too much about you having a glass chin. Cody just hits fucking hard, but it's more the way he went down. He looked fucking terrible. Bro, I like the Miles Johns, Cody Garbrandt fight. I DM'd Miles Johns earlier today. If there's one fighter I want to interview, it's Miles Johns. I want to ask you guys what you think of it. I thought of an idea of posting on Twitter a video every day, say day one of attempting to get Miles Johns to do an interview with me or completely reject it or something like that. I don't know. I'll say day one of trying to get Miles Johns' attention to interview with me on the MMA Experts channel, and then do that for like 100 days in a row. Eventually he fucking does it. Tag him every time. Share this, retweet it, tag Miles Johns. We need to make this interview happen. Make interviews great again, baby. Let's go. Make MMA interviews great again. Make the MMA media great again. It's time I make it great again, man. I want to get the Miles Johns interview. That's the one. Miles Johns. Bro, Miles Johns is a cool dude. I like his style. I like his vibe. He's a good shit, bro. I wanna chat with Miles Johns. I'm a fan. I'm a fan, bro. I'll try to help AJ. We train at Marathon MMA with him. Please let him know about me. I want to do an interview with Miles Johns, bro. I like him. Good dude. He's good. Miles Johns is solid. I think he is a world beater. I don't know. He's close to the top 15. I think he can beat Cody Garbrandt. I'm hoping that me and him do that fucking interview, man. Let's go. Cody Gibson, 83% of the people's picks. 83%. Let's go. Jake Paul this weekend or UFC? What are you watching? I'm watching both, but the Jake Paul fight won't be on until the UFC card ends anyways. Yeah, I saw Uriah Hall's fighting. He's probably going to lose. He's not a good boxer. What's up, Justin Mack? It's going well, bro. How's everything going with you? How's it hanging with you, J Mac? How's life going? Bump, 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 bump. Boom, boom. I'm going to get ready for the next fight on the card. Bum, 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 bum. Wow, Ji-Yoon Lee is the fucking featured bout? That doesn't really make sense to me. Why am I so convinced Paul's going to win? Because I've seen Mike Perry train before. I know what it looks like behind the scenes, dog. He's a dog. He can fight. But this is fucking boxing, yo. And technique is everything. He's going to get outworked, bro. He's going to get outworked. All right, next fight on the card is our featured prelim. It's Ji-Yoon Lee versus Hyder Amil. I'm going with the Asian sensation. I'm going with Ji-Yoon Lee, but I recognize Amil's pretty game. It's just 34 as a prospect at this weight class is not a great look. I feel like Lee, with his flurrying combinations in kickboxing, can land something effective to at least sting up Amil and then make him a little more hesitant. Amil's a guy that's willing to brawl, though. You'll see him at times mixing up crazy shots on the inside, and he can definitely outdog a lot of guys. But I think Ji-Yoon Lee is pretty skilled, technically sound, decent takedowns and trips, younger guy, length advantage. I think Lee's getting it done. I think Lee by a decision, but Amil's a tough fight for him. Let's see what Ji-Yoon Lee can do. Ji-Yoon Lee's only loss he avenged as well. So I'm going to go Lee, but Amil definitely has a good chin, and Amil also has a good gas tank. So it's definitely a fight and a half for him. As far as the odds, Amil is plus 163 with Lee at minus 188. I'm going with Lee for the win, but not betting it. Sitting on the fucking sidelines. Lee to win via decision, plus 200. The over is minus 105. I think the durability of both guys will show here, and maybe that over at minus 105 is the best play of them all for this fight. I'm going with Ji-Yoon Lee to win over Amil, but like, you guys see my hesitancy as I'm saying it, because Amil is definitely crafty. He's very fucking durable, good takedown defense, strong guy, good pressure, good combos against the cage. It's just, I think Lee is a little faster than him with the striking, a little cleaner with the stand-up, and also has okay grappling to go alongside. So I'm going with Ji-Yoon Lee. Ji-Yoon Lee to win. Ji-Yoon Lee by decision. I agree, man. Hey, not just yet, my brother. Not just yet. Dude, they're bringing the Asian savages out. They're bringing the Asian savages on the card. I'll do it, bro. 100 likes on the stream during the live. Of course, at the end, I'm going to shadow box for you guys. Yep. You like the lead pick? Thank you, bro. Last week, the no contest was depressing as fuck, bro. Ultimately, it comes down to referee decided, hey, those are back of the head shots. Now, I know some people were saying that they weren't all clean to the back of the head. It's unfortunately just how it goes. It is what it is. Yeah, I agree. Paul versus Tyson should not be happening. Fuck no, it shouldn't be happening. I do not support it at all. Paul versus Tyson should be fucking illegal, bro, as Dana White would say in his prime. It's going good, Skate Tank. How you doing? All right, guys, I am going to close out this poll. Lee is the people's picks. Those are the prelims. And I have to tell you guys, this is a pretty exciting week. Even though this isn't a very big card, and even though it's like a slower week in MMA with not a ton of fucking major news really going on, besides, I guess, McGregor teasing fighting in bare knuckle, I'm closing in on 34,000 subscribers. I am currently at 33,945, and I'm going to have a favor to ask for the people in chat. My goal today is 33,950 by the end of the stream. So if you're enjoying what you're watching, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And also, if you haven't hit the like button, what are you doing? Why are you not liking it? Because you should. Because I think the vibes are fucking immaculate. You know what I'm saying? You can't get the vibes anywhere else. Sure, people give out picks, but you know there's only one me, bro. There's only one AJ show. All right, I'm going to throw the poll up for our main card opener, and we're going to jump into things. I'm excited. I know we might never see McGregor fight again, Bob. It's fucking irritating, but it seems like he wants to do the bare knuckle thing. He wants to do boxing and bare knuckle. And relatively speaking, especially if he's getting a portion or a significant portion of pay-per-view buys, he can make more money outside of the UFC now. So if there's a way he can get out of his UFC contract, that'd be a fucking dream for him. Please, for the love of God, don't do a damn Tyson versus Holyfield 3. Fuck no. Fuck no. All right, let's get to our main card opener. I'll reiterate it. If you guys haven't yet, smash the likes. And if you're new, subscribe. We got Choi versus Bill Algeo. I'm picking Choi to win because I think he has a clear speed advantage in the striking and is going to have some legit power that's going to give Algeo some problems, man. When I look at the styles, Algeo is a little bit loopy with his shots and a little lazy with his defensive skills, with his hands being down for a significant portion of fights. And I think Choi can close the gap and land big ones, make him uncomfortable, back him up. I feel like Choi could even rock Algeo and potentially knock him out. I see Choi with the athleticism, speed advantage, and the striking precision pulling a victory out. And if you look at common opponents, MMA math is not supposed to work, but common opponents, okay? We look at one thing. Choi made Kyle Nelson a wrestler. Bill Algeo got walked down and bullied by him on the feet. So, to me, I think Choi for the victory is a very live call, and it's going to be my official prediction. Now, of course, this statement is extremely powerful. Choi's last win being 8 years ago scares me. Fact. It should. But a year and a half ago, if not for a point deduction, he's beating Kyle Nelson, who's a pretty legit guy in the UFC featherweight division, and is getting a fight against Calvin fucking Kattar next. So Choi seems to be a slight technical skill set level jump for Algeo than what he's used to. At the end of the day, you can say, oh, but Algeo beat Joe Anderson Brito. I guess. Lost to Andre Fili. Recent wins are Alexander Hernandez and TJ Brown, which are not all that impressive. I still think Choi is relatively good. And I'm going with Choi to pull through, man. We're going with it. Thank you, Kaz. I appreciate you, man. I have a lot of underdogs this card. Listen, it's not even intentionally me just picking dogs. It's just me picking what I think is going to happen. And sometimes they're fucking dog calls, man. I know. I think Choi feels right too. Facts. And dude, Calvin Kattar fight for Nelson is absolutely badass. Kyle Nelson is holding down the fort for fucking Canadian MMA. Right now, Kyle Nelson is the GOAT of Canadian MMA that's currently fighting. He's the best Canadian male MMA fighter right now. Odds for the fight have Choi as a relatively large underdog at plus 142 with Algeo as a minus 162 favorite. I'm going with the side of Choi. Underdog, savage. Let's get it. The over rounds is minus 185 for an over 2.5. And then looking at, let's see. Choi by KO is plus 325. Choi by decision is plus 300. I just like the money line more than anything. Why risk it on the props? If you want to add a prop alongside of a money line, but like don't skip the money line and just do a prop for Choi. You get what I'm saying? I think Choi's got this. What's up, AJ? Card of the year. So hype. Facts, bro. The greatest card I've ever seen. This card makes 300 look weak. Like, holy shit. I should be president. You can get us excited about anything. Thank you, Beverly Hills Ninja. I appreciate it. Listen, the goal for me is to eventually get elected as the president of the UFC. I actually think that in the future, there should be elections for it, man. It shouldn't just be appointing them. There should be this because there's essentially a fucking two sides of the UFC fans. I don't know what the parties will be called. All right. But eventually it's going to happen, bro. And I think I'm going to run for the president of the UFC. That's it. I'm doing it. Duho Choi for the win. And I'm excited to see what happens. The people, though, are not as confident on Duho Choi. Bro, what's up? Stop Asian hate, bro. Why are you guys not picking Choi? No, I'm fucking around. You guys can pick whatever you want. The UFC Electoral College. Exactly. Holy shit. Oh, that's funny as fuck. The UFC Electoral College, bro. It's coming. All right. We're going to keep running up this card. I'm stretching my back out a little bit. I'm getting loose, limber, and ready to talk about the remaining fights on this main card. There's some relatively good ones. AJ the GOAT. Thank you, Beverly Hills Ninja. You're a fucking GOAT. You're a GOAT commenter, all right? You're a savage. You're a fucking savage. AJ not being the voice of the people, bro. I'm the voice of the fucking people. The few, the proud. Dana, I love everything about this kid. I think I'm on Dana's shit list because of my UFC 300 will be a disaster video from fucking 6 months ago. Next fight, we got Cody Durden versus Bruno Silva. I'm calling Bruno Silva to win. I think he can strike with Durden pretty well, and he's going to have the jiu-jitsu advantage on him. Durden's tough, though, and he's going to pressure wrestle. This is a hard fight for Bruno Silva, but I've always had some faith in Silva emerging as a top 15 guy. Obviously, there's been delays in his career, but the skill set he has is pretty impressive. I think Durden can struggle a lot. Like, even if he lands a takedown, I think Silva could reverse him and get on top too. Silva's got pretty good scrambles, and he's got a pretty calculated striking game. I don't think Durden's going to be able to grapple fuck him. You've seen in the past, I mean, I don't know if you've seen it, but if you watch, Bruno Silva was able to get up from Tigir Ulanbekov's top game, and Ulanbekov destroyed Durden last time. I think Bruno Silva's good to go. He picks his shots well. He's patient, calculated, and technical, and Bruno Silva has really good Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So I'm going with Bruno Silva to get his hand raised in this one. Yo, shout out to the Finch, man. What's up, Finch? Welcome to the late night live, even though it's early in some places. The name is Legacy. And, it's late night live for my folks over in the UK and New Zealand, baby. Let's go. Silva is minus. No. He's plus. Where the fuck is Silva? I don't know. Minus 101, plus 102 at some spots. Essentially plus 100. Durden is minus 120. Looking at the over is minus 220. I don't really love the over. It could go long, but Silva does have a legit submission game. Plus 400 for win by submission. We've seen Cody Durden submitted 4 times in his MMA career, and Bruno Silva has 4 wins by sub. And some of those UFC submission wins, Tyson Nam, which is a decent one to have. I mean, not tapping everybody out left and right. And it's like, the Tyson Nam win was pretty sick, but he did set it up with the hands. I think he can touch up Durden too, though. I like Bruno Silva over Cody Durden. I know Durden's been on a relatively decent roll, but Ulanbekov tapped him last time. Fight before that, he was close with Jake Hadley, and that wasn't super impressive to me. So I'm going with the side, okay? I'm going with the side of Bruno Silva to win. He's most of the people's picks in chat, which I'm not surprised at. Both guys, 33 and 34, they're essentially the same age. He's on that Brazilian secret juice. I don't know. The secret of juice is, the sun is out. Exactly. It was a late night. It's night somewhere, bro. Silva, because us short kings are nothing but hard. Hey, let's go. Facts, bro. And I think Silva's got the BJJ accolades to lock it up. I think Silva's going to win, so I'm going with Durden. That's how close I think it'll be. It's funny as fuck, J-Mac. Going against yourself and picking the other side as your official pick. All right, I respect it. They need a seniors UFC for guys like Arlovsky and Anthony Lionheart. I don't support that. I would not want to see it. Fuck no. Fuck no. I'm not feeling that, bro. I don't want a seniors UFC. I want the UFC to have the best fighters in the world. No gimmick shit. No gimmick bullshit. All right, I'm going to throw the poll up for the next one. All right. Hey, thank you, Cause, for the 199. Some channel support for you campaign, for my campaign. Thank you, bro. Supporting AJ for UFC president is going to be the best decision you've ever made in your life, my man. Thank you for getting the dono train rolling. It's beautiful to see. First dono of the damn stream. And I appreciate the fuck out of you, bro. Hell yeah. Let's hit 100 likes. Let's fucking go. We got to hit the 100. Exactly, bro. For the European crowd, it's late night, baby. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. Damn, my phone's buzzing. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. All right. Next fight on the card. Kurt Holobaugh versus Kainan Kruschewsky. I'm going with Kainan Kruschewsky, but he could easily sell. Like, damn, bro. When you see him here in this picture, he's got that fucking beer belly. He looks like he's been eating hot dogs every fucking day of the week. I don't know why a fucking UFC lightweight should have any fat. If he shows up to the weigh-ins with that beer belly, there's a chance I pick flip to Holobaugh. I'm picking Kainan because I think he's got better striking and his jiu-jitsu's pretty solid. But my God, he looks like a fat fuck. How the hell is he taking a fight at 155 pounds with a fucking belly like that? Fat boy? I don't get it. Kainan Kruschewsky, is he always this fat? Like in my brain, I'm thinking he's got abs, bro. Let's see Kainan Kruschewsky. Any other pics of him? He looks slim in his fucking pick for Tapology. He's had abs in the past. He was shredded in the past too at Cage Warriors. Bro, if he shows up looking like fucking Mr. Oompa Loompa, it's a worrisome call. He's got good striking, though, and he's got a lot of submission wins. Kurt Holobaugh is meh. Kurt Holobaugh is a good scrapper, though. He's physically strong and normally has good wrestling, but he got absolutely bodied last time against Trey Ogden. It's a fucking coin flip fight. I don't know. I'm going to go with Kruschewsky, but there's definitely an argument to be made that Holobaugh, with his MMA experience, can outdog him, and Kainan Kruschewsky being a bit of a fucking bust. So not really into the betting side at all of this one. I'd rather just sit on the sidelines. But yeah, sure. I'll pick Kruschewsky. I think he can get a decision. Minus 135 for him. Holobaugh plus 115. Probably an over 1.5 at minus 205. And then what? Kruschewsky decision plus 280. What's a Holobaugh KO? Holobaugh KO plus 385. Yeah, I don't like this one. Hey, Weezo1, my guy, thank you for the 5. Love the channel. Keep up the great work. Love from Wales. Yo, shout out Weez and Wales for throwing me the cash. I appreciate your dono, my man. Getting that fucking dono train rolling. Thank you, bro. Yeah, Kainan's a low confidence pick for sure. You think Kurt's striking is underrated? I don't know. It's okay, I guess. He's got toughness and he's got volume, but he doesn't have great technique. If he was in shape because he's off cycle, his entire physique screams Reuter. Interesting. We're going to have to see him at weigh-ins, man. If he looks like absolute dog shit at weigh-ins and looks like a fat fuck, there's a possibility that Kurt Holobaugh could be a pick flip for me. So definitely tune into the weigh-in recap, man, and we'll see. Miranda, brother, Miranda. Holobaugh not going out sad, so you think he's winning? Normally, Kurt's ground game is good, but Kainan Kruschewsky has a lot of submissions. He has 9 wins by sub. He's got 2 knockout losses, though. The chin of Kruschewsky could potentially be a question mark. Holobaugh could catch him. We'll see. Weigh-ins are going to tell some things about this fight tomorrow. We're going to wait. But right now, the pick remains Kruschewsky. But following the weigh-ins, if he looks bad on the scales, maybe I can convince myself that Kurt Holobaugh is a good call. But right now, I'm going Kainan Kruschewsky to win. The people are in agreement with me. 74% of you guys are on Kainan Kruschewsky. The people's picks have been relatively good lately. So, you know what I'm saying? I think you're in a good spot. You're in a good motherfucking spot, man. All right, I'm going to throw the poll up for the next fight. Wow, we're already at the feature bout of the night? No shit. No fucking shit. Boom. Poll is up. Poll is up. Holobaugh definitely does have heart, true. Next fight is our featured bout. It is Steve Garcia versus Sungwoo Choi. I'm predicting violence in this fight. I think an under is likely. I don't think this fight's going distance. I'm picking Sungwoo Choi to catch Steve Garcia. But Choi's a little chinny. Steve Garcia's been dropped a bit too, though. I mean, both guys, I guess you can have relative worries about their durability. Sungwoo Choi has been knocked out twice as a pro, both of them in the first round. He was knocked out by Mike Trizano in round 1, and then he was also knocked out outside of the UFC in round number 1. Steve Garcia has only been knocked out one time. It was against Mahashate. It was in 2022, so a while ago. He's currently on a 3-fight win streak. Knocked out Melquizio Costa, knocked out Shailan Nordenbeke, knocked out Chase Hooper. Pretty impressive wins. Sungwoo Choi on the other side's on a 1-fight win streak. He got a decision of Jerno Aarons. Fight before that, he was knocked out by Mike Trizano, who is a bare-knuckle fighter now, though, and doing well in BKFC, so I'm not going to hold that too harshly against him. Close loss to Josh Kulabea, who's okay. Lost to Bruce Leroy, but he did drop him. Knocked out Julian Arosa, who's Mr. 50-50. Risky fight. Somebody's getting knocked out, I think. I think Steve Garcia might get caught with a straight shot by Sungwoo Choi, who throws straight a little bit better. Garcia's got good smothering pressure. He makes fighters uncomfortable. He can land wide shots, and we've seen Choi drop before, so it wouldn't be a fucking world shock if Choi gets knocked out. But I think he can sting Garcia with something clean, man. I think Garcia's going to put this dude on a T-shirt. Holy shit. Steve Garcia KO. This could be fight of the night. I think fight of the night is definitely possible. You're riding the momentum. I respect you riding the momentum. His confidence definitely at an all-time high. You think Choi for the upset? You think Choi getting smoked? Is it racist to do a no Asian parlay? That's funny as fuck, though, Bob. I don't think it's racist, no. Sungwoo Choi plus 125. Steve Garcia minus 145. The under 1.5 is minus 180. If this fight makes it long, it's plus 150 for an over 1.5. KO win for Garcia is plus 125. KO win for Choi is plus 195. Somebody's getting knocked the fuck out. Under 2.5 rounds, minus 375, I like. Even though they say, oh, the odds suck, it's a confident parlay edition. If your book has it, I definitely think there's a finish in this fight. I've been watching tape on this Barbosa. BJJ is legit. Strike is not bad either. Maverick might be in trouble. Yeah, Paco, you think she might take an L? Damn. I hate that you're against me on this one, Paco. I hope that you're wrong on this, my brother. No, I don't think all the Choi's are getting taken out. You think Choi's better in neutral? Garcia's better in the chaos? Both have power and bad defense? Yeah, no lock here. Fuck no. No lock here. Coin flip. Hey, thank you for tuning in, Insidious Gorilla. I appreciate you, bro. I'm going with Choi, but risky pick. The people are on Garcia. You guys are against me, which I should worry with how good you guys did last week. I should be terrified. But you know what? I'm going to stand strong as the opposition lead with the Choi fucking pick, all right? I'm Team Choi all the way through. I'm picking both Chois to get a win this weekend. All right, let's keep running. Next fight on the card. It brings us to the co-main. Let me throw the poll up. We're also at 79 likes. We're getting pretty close to 100, man. Make sure you guys smash the likes. Boom. Poll is up, and we got our co-main event to talk about. It is Brad Tavares versus Jun Young Park. I favor Park to win a competitive fight. Brad Tavares, though, he's okay. He's a decent gatekeeper journeyman, but I would say farther out of his prime now than Park, who maybe is primed. I feel like Jun Young Park can outbox him by a little bit, maybe look to threaten some takedowns in the fight. He was on a nice win streak going into that Muniz fight. He lost a split decision. Muniz is very good jiu-jitsu. Obviously Park had some moments in the striking, but the BJJ is what won the fight for Muniz, just positional control and submission attempts. Brad Tavares, he's a big body, though. He's got that height and reach advantage by a little bit, but he's like the ultimate generalist. I don't know. I'll go Park. I think he lands more significant strikes. I think he backs him up and maybe even lands a takedown. I don't think he does a ton of damage, but I'm going to go Park for the W. Leaning Park, Tavares is declining. Definitely fair point there. Definitely fair point. You got to ride with the Iron Turtle. I'm going with the Iron Turtle, too. The Turtle is terrible. I don't think the Turtle's that bad. Iron Turtle's okay. Brad Tavares, he's I don't know. He's a measuring stick. AJ, ready for your legendary fight companion? You have revolutionized the fight game. Thank you, Beverly Hills Ninja. Fuck yeah. Fight companion going down Saturday for the entire card. Make fight companions great again. And you know I'm doing it, bro. You know I'm doing it. Park is most of the people's pick. Odds for the fight have Park as a slight favorite at -160. Tavares is +140 as the dog. The over 2.5 is at -215. It's probably going decision. I'll call a Park win on the cards at +135. I'll go Park. I'll go Iron Turtle. I think he can land some more clean punches. I think he's a better boxer than Tavares. Probably a better wrestler. Tavares is okay. Doesn't really have a lot of power, though. Tavares isn't a great finisher. If you look at Tavares' run, 13 decision wins with only 5 knockout wins. Jun Young Park on the other side, 5 knockouts, 6 submissions, 6 decisions. So some versatility with him there. Was on a 3-fight rear naked choke streak. Brad Tavares has never been submitted as a pro, though, and I'm not overly confident that the first guy to ever win by submission against him is Park. I think Park gets a 29-28 decision. On the scorecards, close money decision, scrap of a fight, competitive moments, but Park should win. And the people agree. The people agree. 75% of the people are on the Iron Turtle. Only good thing about this card is that it starts at 10 p.m. for me in the UK. That's early as fuck for you UK folks. Boom. 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 I don't like the way you sound about the Turtle. Sounds like you're having a hard time and it's a forced pick. I think it's a competitive fight. It's like if I pick Tavares, it'd be a forced pick too, though. You get what I mean? It's just not a super confident call. Could Tavares end up landing cleaner shots, getting a decision? Maybe. Maybe. You think fight doesn't go distance? I feel like it is going decision. That's what I'm thinking. I think he outstrikes him and he takes it on the judges' scorecards. That's what I'm going to call. But we'll find out when the cage door closes. Tavares doesn't have good defense and is open to jabs. Park is a great jab. Definitely going to be some clean jabs up on him. I agree. Let's keep on running up the card. Let's jump to our main event of the evening. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe it up. The goal for the stream, let's see if we hit the subscriber goal, 33,950. We're at 33,945. So 5 away. Listen, if you're not subscribed, hit that sub button. I'd appreciate it. And let's get into it. Lemos or Jandiroba? I'm going Jandiroba. In the small cage, too, I'm going with the significant grappling threat and pressure grappling style. I think that Jandiroba is going to make Lemos very uncomfortable against the cage, working for takedowns there, and also working to just potentially jump the back. From the back control position, there's a possibility we could see Jandiroba lock up a submission. Now, if you're talking striking, Lemos is way slicker and way quicker and more powerful and precise, but I will say, Lemos' style is built upon having really good timing and reflexes. On the opposite side, Jandiroba is not known for her striking game. She's known for using her striking to engage in grappling positions. And I think Lemos is going to be having to defensively grapple a lot in this fight. Lemos would probably need a counter shot knockout or even a counter shot knockdown at worst to really hurt the confidence of Jandiroba and then be able to maintain distance for a significant portion of the fight. I feel like Jandiroba is going to be the smothering freak. So I think I'm going to go Verna Jandiroba by submission. I think she might grab a rear naked choke. She might win a decision too. It might be a snooze fest of a fight. You think the left hook right will win. Look left, look right will win. That's funny as fuck. So you're saying that Jandiroba is going to win. Paco, I'm glad we're on the same side, man. Crazy eyes for the W. Crazy eyes for the W. The crazy eyes are going to win it. Jandiroba minus 133. Lemos plus 113. Over 2.5 minus 170. Jandiroba by submission plus 215. Lemos by KO plus 205. I'm going with the side of Lemos or Jandiroba to beat Lemos, but like this card, this main event is disappointing, man. Terrible main event. I think I was more excited to break down a significant amount of the freaking prelims than I am for this actual main event on the card. So that's a bit underwhelming. That's a bit irritating. I think Jandiroba with her smothering grappling style can win this fight. She should probably get a submission. She could grind it out for 5 rounds. I feel like she's on a roll right now. I'm going to lean towards the grappling pressure, especially at the small cage. And I think that we're going to see, Virna Jandiroba get her hand raised. So Jandiroba for the win. She's going to pull through, and I am picking her. I am not done just yet because we do have to talk Jake Paul, the problem child, versus Mike Perry. I want to talk about this fight. Now, if you don't know, I did a prediction for the fight, and honestly, it was a pretty dope video. So if you haven't seen it, I suggest you watch because I gave a pretty elaborate breakdown of it. But because we're here, I'm going to have to do this as well. Now, quickly, let me close out the poll. Jandiroba is 64% of the people's pick. So the people are on Virna Jandiroba. You guys are with me. We agree in the main event. Let's see if it holds up. Let's see if it comes to fruition. And unfortunately, it's not a great main event, but it's okay. Listen, we're going to make UFC Apex main events great again. That is the fucking goal. AJ for UFC president, guys. Get your fucking votes in, all right? Let's throw up a poll real quick for Paul versus Perry, and then I'm going to break it down. All right. Get your votes in. Poll is up. The final breakdown of the night. Jake Paul versus Platinum Mike Perry. We have the bare knuckle king of violence versus 9-1 former YouTuber turned pro boxer Jake Paul, who's known for beating up ex-UFC fighters. My pick has been Jake Paul throughout the week. I feel like Paul is significantly better in the technical boxing aspects. Watch Mike Perry hit mitts. Look at the difference in technique. In a bare knuckle fight, the technical aspects of boxing are not as necessary because there isn't as much defensive capability with no gloves, right? Shots will slip through. You're going to have to take one to land one, and you're going to be able to lack the technical tool set, but make up for it with being tough as nails and beat guys who maybe are more technically sound. But in straight boxing, Jake Paul has a clear-cut technique advantage, and it's not competitive. Jake Paul is going to work some jabs to the body. He's going to pick his shots. He's going to take his time. He's going to wait. He's going to work body shots a lot on Perry, wear him down a little bit. Read Mike Perry. Mike Perry's got to press him. Mike Perry's got to make him uncomfortable. Mike Perry needs a knockout. I think Jake Paul's going to catch Mike Perry probably around the 4th. I think he puts him down, and I think he does stop him. The reason that I'm calling a knockout win for Jake Paul, when you might be saying to yourself, wait, but Jake Paul didn't knock out Nate Diaz, Mike Perry is going to go for it a lot more than a Nate Diaz will. And I think we're going to see Jake Paul land the kill shot on Mike Perry. Note that Mike Perry is an 0-1 professional boxer. He was knocked out in the 4th round in his pro boxing debut. Since that point, he went to the UFC. He's been doing bare knuckle boxing and doing really well. By no means is he a technical boxer. Perry's going to lose. Jake Paul's going to win. And that's the honest breakdown of the fight. Now, if you want a more elaborate breakdown of the fight, the video is up on the channel, and I'll link that up in the chat because I think some of you guys would probably prefer me to go a little more, in depth with it, give you a little more juice with everything that I'm saying. It's a video that the algorithm probably didn't push to you, but honestly, I think one of my better individual fight prediction videos of all time. So it's linked up in the chat. If you're looking for that, check it out. There it is. I got it pinned. The odds for the fight have Jake Paul obviously as the favorite. Let's see what the lines are looking like today. Currently, odds for the fight have Paul as a minus 330 favorite with, no, excuse me, minus 500 now. The odds have spread, minus 400 at best, with Perry as a plus 370 dog. The fight to go under 6.5 rounds is minus 118. Paul by KO is minus 185. Perry to get knocked down is minus 152. Wow, so that's favorite status. I'm predicting Jake Paul. Yep. I'm just telling how I see it, bro. Exactly. It's a boxing fight. If it's bare knuckle, we're having a different conversation. I respect you taking Perry. Yeah, the odds are untouchable now. It was closer earlier in the week, but untouchable now. Listen, guys, we're still close to 100 likes, but I don't know if we're going to hit it. We're at 87. What I am going to do, though, I'm going to close out this stream. I'm going to do the timestamps, and then I'm doing a members stream. So if you don't have the post notifications turned on, make sure you do. If you're not a member of the channel, but you want to join up in the member streams, become a member. I'll drop you the link right here, and you guys can, become a member if you're not. Member stream should be starting in about 15 minutes or so, but I want to get the timestamps done. So I'll hang out with you guys and members for a half hour. See you guys that are all members there. I hope you guys enjoyed today's late night live. And let's see, bro. I'm coming after you guys, man. I'm trying to beat you guys' picks. I'm winning it. Bilal versus Leon full card breakdown for UFC 304 is dropping Sunday, bro. So keep your eyes on the channel. I'll have it very soon. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. If you're a member, I'll see you guys very soon. Don't tell me to wait, then not just say what you want to say real quick, Mr. Future Governance. I'm glad to be back. Man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. No Ripski. Tonight was a very professional stream, man. It was all professional. Okay? I kept it classy tonight. I'm the GOAT. Thank you, bro. Thank you. You guys are fabulous. I appreciate each and every one of you. See you guys in the member stream. Good night.